Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am very excited about today's video because we are talking about monthly favorites and I've got a lot for you guys today. I just realized as I was looking at everything here in front of me, everything is drugstore today, not a single high-end favorite. I've been trying a lot of new drugstore products out, plus there's a couple of kind of older favorites that have trickled in, and we're gonna go through it all today. We had better jump right into it so this video is not too long. Before we do that though, if you are new here, welcome to my channel. Please consider subscribing and make sure that your notifications are turned on. And with that, let's get right into it. Okay, first off, let's start with a repeat item. I'm pretty sure I mentioned this in last month's favorites video and it barely squeaked into that one, but I have continued to love this. It is the Wet n Wild Clingy Primer. I'm such a big fan of this. It is increasingly just getting lower and lower in amount. I think I have used this every day for the last month. I mean, every day I've done my makeup, which is most days. I rarely don't do my makeup. Honestly, mainly because I love doing my makeup. So if I have time to do it, I will do it. And this has been on my face under every foundation that I have used, and I absolutely love it. I find the best way to use this is to use a good amount, like use a full pump, get it on your face, let it sit for about a minute or two, but don't let it sit for too long. Then go right in with your foundation and your foundation is going to sit beautifully on top of it. I do have dry, older skin. I like using medium coverage foundations and I have not found one yet that this doesn't work really well for. Couple repeat items I want to get out of the way really quickly. The NYX Buttermelt highlighter in the shade Bright and Butter. This has been the only highlighter I've been using, again, for the last month. There's been some things I've been trying, but there's some staples that I have just been very, very happy with, and this is one of them. It is a fantastic highlighter. I'm wearing it on my cheeks today, and I've been wearing it on my skin all month long, pretty much exclusively. Also, a favorite, the e.l.f. Lash Extender. This is my new holy grail mascara. I am already running out of this one. I already bought a new tube. So it makes me wonder if I need to do some investigating into how much product is inside here. In fact, let's just do that really quick, shall we? So I've got a new box or tube of it right here, and it says there is 7 grams of product in this. Let's compare that to, let's say, the Maybelline Sky High mascara. This one has, oh geez, gotta grab the glasses for this kind of investigative work. This one has 0.24 fluid ounces. This one has 0.25 ounces. So basically the same amount of product. I might be wrong. I might not be as close to running out of this as I think I am. It might just be because the tube is so lightweight. You know, some drugstore mascaras, they have a more sturdy, heavy duty feeling tube, like the Panorama mascara, even the Maybelline Sky High. This one just feels very plasticky and lightweight. I'm totally fine with that. So we'll see. This might last me a little bit longer than I think it's going to, but I have been using this exclusively for the last month, other than maybe one other mascara that I'm currently trying out and have been for the last few days. But I do have this on my lashes today. It's fantastic. If you like a tubing mascara, but you thought the Milani one was a little bit too wet, or if you think the Thrive Cosmetics one is too expensive, go for this one for $7. I absolutely love it. It does great things for my lashes. It dries really quickly, so it holds a curl really well. It lasts incredibly well if you have watery eyes. It's not clumpy. It's very separating and lengthening. It gives decent volume. It does great things for my lashes, and above all, it is so incredibly easy to remove with warm water, which I absolutely love. All right, let's get into some newer finds this month. First off, the Physicians Formula Butter Glow and Go Duo. Now, I like the blush in this stick. By the way, the one I have is in Beachy Pink. I think this is the lightest shade that they offer. I like the blush shade in this. It's a very blue toned pink. It's okay, but I love the bronzer. Man, I wish they sold this bronzer exclusively in like a product just alone, because I would like a much larger stick. This is how much you get inside here. I have been using this quite a bit over the last couple of weeks, so I've worn down some of the rounded nub on the top of this, but I really love this bronzer. It's such a great shade. I'm wearing it on my cheeks today. It's a very, I don't know. I mean, that looks very intense. It's perfect for fair skin. If you have fair skin and you are afraid of things are going to turn you to orange, this is the perfect shade for that. But it's also not too ashy. It definitely warms up your skin, but it has a little bit more of like a rosy tint to it than a warm, like bronzy orange. So there it is, kind of blended out on the back of my hand. I love this shade. It's beautiful, beautiful formula, blends out very quickly, which I love. Wears really well on my skin. I do think once it's blended in, it does set down pretty well. The only bad thing about it is the price. As with many Physicians Formula products, it is pretty pricey. $14.98 I paid for this thing, but I do love it. Okay, another blush. This one I love. I really, really love. It is from ColourPop. I actually have 2 shades of this now. This is a newer shade. I also have the shade, I think it's called Larchmont Village, which is more of like a kind of mauve berry nude. This is a bright poppy pink. It actually reminds me a lot of Fenty. Oh, what's the Fenty one that I love? Let me grab it. Petal Poppin'. It kind of reminds me of Petal Poppin'. This one might be a little more pink rather than coral. So there's Petal Poppin'. This is it's called It's a Look from ColourPop. I'm wearing it on my cheeks today. I love this cream blush formula. I know these have been raved about for a while. I've heard a lot of people talk highly of these, have really good reviews. I don't know what took me so long to get on the train of these, but this has been one of my favorite blushes that I've been reaching for a ton more recently. Sticking with ColourPop, I had to mention the Going Coconuts palette that in my ColourPop video I mentioned to you guys. I used to own the old version of this palette. By the way, the packaging is new, so maybe it was good that I decluttered that one and rebought it. This palette is truly like one of the best palettes ever. For those of you that don't love the really warm tones or the really cool tones, this is the palette for you. If you like neutrals on the eyes, this is such a perfectly done neutral eyeshadow palette. There's a reason so many people have loved this for years. I am wearing it on my eyes today, and it just creates the most perfect neutral look. It's not cool, but it's not warm. I know I recommend a lot of warm tone palettes. I typically really like warm tone palettes on me, and sometimes I hear from some of you that I recommend something and you end up not liking it because it's too orangey or too warm. This one is not gonna do that, trust me. I would say everything in here leans a little bit more on the cooler neutral side, but it's also not like gray or ashy in any way. It's just a beautiful color story. You probably know that already. This palette's been around forever. If me talking about it is new to you, you clearly are new to the makeup world, because I mean, this thing is an old favorite of many, many people on and off YouTube. Sticking with ColourPop, in that ColourPop video I did earlier this month, I tried out 2 lip products from them. You guys, these are both huge hits. I mentioned that this one is a dupe for the Summer Fridays Lip Butter Balm in Cherry, which I'm obsessed with. This is basically the same product. They smell very similar, they look very similar, they feel similar, the formulas feel very similar on the lips. Honestly, I would save the money on the Summer Fridays one, unless you're all about like looking cool when you pull this out of your bag, which I'm too old to care about that kind of stuff. I am much more into saving my money. Go for the ColourPop one. This one is also in Cherry. It's called Cherry Glaze. If you are looking for something for summer that you can throw in your bag just to throw on your lips and give you some color without having to put a lipstick or a lip liner on or do the whole, 3-step process, this is the perfect product for that. I feel very similarly about this one, and actually the shade of this one is a little different. Let me swatch these side by side actually. In case you missed that ColourPop video, I'm gonna swatch this one in the center. This is the Cherry Glaze, and then I'm gonna swatch the Summer Fridays one on top of that one right here. So there's the Summer Fridays. You can see how similar those are. And then below that, I'm gonna swatch the So Juicy Lip Pen, which is a little bit more sheer, but it still provides quite a bit of color and has a little bit more of a, I don't know, a berry kind of purpley tone to it. It's still cool, but it's not quite that like cherry red. It's more of a pink. Beautiful formula and color. The only thing I don't like about this product is the clear lid packaging, because it gets very messy and it just looks kind of grimy and gross when I pull this out of my bag. I wish it was the same color as the tube itself. That's just kind of a minor thing. I'm not all hung up on it. The product itself is great, but just something that I thought I should mention. By the way, this is the one that I'm wearing on my lips today with a lip liner that we'll get to in a sec underneath. Actually, let's just get to that now. So I have a couple products here from the brand LA Colors. So I just filmed a video. I actually bought these products about a week and a half ago. I filmed that video a few days ago and I haven't finished editing it yet. So that one will go up in a couple of days. But I found these lip liners from LA Colors that I am so excited about, because they are beautiful shades, they are long wearing, and they are $1.98. That is such a great price. It's very hard to find a good lip liner at the drugstore, particularly the one that is long wearing. And I love these. These are the LA Colors Gel Lip Liner. So I have 3 shades here. I've tried all 3 of them out, and these 2 in particular I really love. The one that I'm wearing today is the shade Melon, which is like a bright kind of vibrant pink. You could definitely go super bold and intense with this. I basically just kind of overline with it, smudge it in, and then put a tinted lip balm like this one today I'm wearing, the So Juicy, on top. And it gives you this nice bright color, but it's not too in your face or too over the top, because it looks kind of sheer at the same time. It's just so pretty. And these things last, I am telling you guys. If you blend these in and let them set down before you top them with a gloss or a lipstick or a balm, they will last for hours. Fantastic formula. Let me just swatch these on the back of my hand for you guys so you can see. So this is the shade Melon, again, the one I'm wearing today. And then this shade, which is a great nude, is called Rosé All Day. Really nice kind of warmer nude. They had a lot more shades. A lot of them were out of stock, so I just kind of went with what they had. And I like them all so far. I hope they restock soon because I would love to pick up more shades of these. For $1.98, you cannot find a good long wearing formula for that price anywhere else. I've tried. Also from that brand are two brow products. This is the LA Colors Browy Wowie Skinny Brow Pencil. This one I have is in the shade Medium Brown. I have this in my brows today. It's a great brow pencil. This one is $2.98, so great price. And then their Laminating Effect Brow Gel. This is basically just a clear brow gel, but it dries really quickly, which I really love because a lot of clear brow gels, if I put them on and they're too heavy or take forever to dry, my brows will start to fall before they dry. So this one dries a little bit faster. It's a little bit, it's not quite so, you don't get a ton of product on the brush, which I really like. So I'll brush this in my brows and then I'll grab a clean spoolie and basically just kind of continue brushing them for just a couple of seconds until they're really nice and set and it stays in place all day. And it gives me such a good, well-shaped looking brow that doesn't look wet, but doesn't look too waxy, but it stays in place. I normally don't get excited about clear brow gels. This one I really like, especially for the price. I think this one was also $2.98. I did want to mention these little, I think they're supposed to be like concealer pads from Real Techniques. Now I actually tried these out months and months ago, and I did not like them initially. I don't like them for applying concealer, but what I do love these for is setting down my concealer with powder on my eyelids and here on the side of my nose. I tried that in a recent video with you guys, and I thought it was maybe the pink powder from Wet n Wild, which I still like. I don't know that I love this. It didn't make it into this favorites video today because I still kind of feel like it's still just a powder. I don't get the pink thing. Like I don't find the pink color of this, again, I haven't tried any others, is really helping me out in any way. It's a decent powder, but honestly, I actually think I still like my Rimmel Stay Matte a little bit more. But I love applying any powder with this thing right there. If you have large pores right there, I'm sure many of you know this, but I've been afraid of powder for a long time because my skin is so dry. But as my pores get larger, as I get older, I find that I need it a little bit heavier in some strategic places, like right there on the side of my nose and on my eyelids. And I love applying it with this because it's nice and small. So maybe some of you will benefit from that little recommendation. Okay, last up makeup wise, I have a concealer. I have talked about this concealer before. It is from Relove. This is their Super Concealer. This concealer I've been all over the place with. I think the first time I tried it or reviewed it, I didn't think I liked it very much. I thought the shades were a little bit off, but then I pulled it back in and I really have come to like this concealer. By the way, I have another shade, which is coming in that drugstore video that I will get to in a couple of days. That's a perfect shade for me. It's the shade 8.5. This concealer is really great. The only downside to this one, and this is something I find somewhat often or something to be cautious of with drugstore concealers, especially like really affordable ones, is sometimes where they get you is with the amount of product they include inside. So there's only 0.10 ounces of product in these, which is very low. Most drugstore, like average size concealers will include about 0.19 ounces of product. And actually that's not even just drugstore. I think like the NARS one has about that much. The higher amounts that you get from drugstore or high-end concealers will usually be around 0.3, sometimes 0.4 if you're lucky. For example, my Flower Beauty concealer, this has 0.3 ounces. I think the e.l.f. concealers, the Camo concealers, both have 0.3 or 0.33 ounces in them. So more than 3 times the amount of product that you get inside these. These are $4.98 a piece. So when I consider that, like I bought 3 of these for $15 and I still don't get quite as much concealer as I get in my Flower Beauty. So it kind of makes me rethink this affordability idea. It's not unaffordable, but it's maybe not as affordable as you think you're getting when you pay $4 or $5 for a concealer when you just don't get a lot of product inside. But that said, the concealer is great, really good high medium coverage. It doesn't crease on me. You don't need very much, so it doesn't look too cakey. You might need to try a couple shades. It's taken me a couple of shades, and between these 3 shades, I can get pretty much any match I want for any place on my face, and I really have been enjoying this one. Just be cautious if you think you're getting a lot of product in these relatively large tubes, because you're not. So that is it for makeup. I do want to talk about some candles with you guys today. I swear, there was a time, if you have been with me since 2018, 19, I remember back then I used to watch, gosh, I don't know if I can remember her name. It's been a long time. I don't know if she posts videos anymore, but she used to do candle hauls from Bath and Body Works that I back then had no interest in, because I was of the mindset that I would not waste my money on a $24 candle, even if I could get it for half price. Well, I don't know what happened to that woman because she does not exist anymore. I've become obsessed with Bath & Body Works candles. Somehow they got me. Anyways, I love them. Anytime there's a sale, I pick up a couple at least twice a year. I'll like stock up on some things. So I have a couple scents for you guys, and I'm very picky with my scents. I have a very sensitive nose. Only certain scents will I really, really love. So let's talk about the sweet scents first. This one right here, if you like a scent that when you smell it, like once it's been burning for a minute, it makes you think that there's something delicious cooking in the oven. This one I highly recommend for summertime. It is called Iced Lemon Pound Cake. When this thing burns, honestly, if you smell it smelling it just without burning, I probably wouldn't have picked this up because, I don't know, the lemon in it just smells a little strange. Not strange, it's just like strongly lemon, but when you burn this, you get more of the like sweet coming through, but it's a really good sweet. It's not like a pungent, like give you a headache kind of sweet scent. It actually does smell like you have something in the oven, and I love it. It's one of my favorites for summertime. I love that sweet smell when you get it right. It's one of the best scents, I think, for a home. Another one I love that I think is in stock for spring and summertime right now, I've mentioned this one before, it's called Main Street Bakery. I actually have that one burning upstairs right now. It smells like banana muffins or banana bread. It's very buttery. It's a very sweet scent, but it has this kind of like buttery, almost saltiness to it that smells so good. Even my husband, when I burn that one, he's like, oh my gosh, that makes me want to eat something that I'm not supposed to be eating. It just smells so delicious. Two other scents that I wanted to recommend for kind of spring and summer. If you like more of the fruity, kind of coconut, like Hawaiian sort of scents, this one right here is Coconut Pina Colada. This is a newer try for me. It's a little bit on the sweet side, but it's much more fruity than it is sweet. You definitely get more of a coconut scent from this, like a pineapple coconut base, which is what a pina colada is. That's the perfect name for it. I am over-explaining once again. If you like that type of a scent, this is a good one. Something a little bit similar to that one, but maybe has a little bit of like lime in it as well, is Waikiki Beach Coconut. This one's even more like, I don't know if it's lime, but it has some other like fruitier, less sweet fruit scents to it, and I love it. It's a much more of like a, oh man, me and my descriptions, they're terrible. If you like the fruitier scents, kind of very Hawaiian beachy sort of scents, this one is fantastic and it smells really good. I would say throw wise, which of these are the most strong? I'd say this is the least strong. This will fill like most of my downstairs. We have 2 levels, so this will fill my downstairs pretty well. It's not going to travel upstairs. This one definitely will, the Iced Lemon Pound Cake, as well as the Main Street Bakery one. Those ones have some intense throw. This one I'd say also, the Coconut Pina Colada, probably more of like a downstairs throw, like it'll fill a couple of rooms, but if you have a larger area to fill, not quite as strong as the others. And then I have this one behind me. This has been an old favorite of mine. This is called Fiji White Sands. This one's perfect for any time of year because it's kind of fruity and tropical, but it has a bit of like musk in it as well. Maybe like a mahogany teak wood, but not quite that masculine scent to it. So if you like those scents a little bit better, something that's not quite so fruity or so sweet, this one's really, really good. It smells fantastic and it has pretty good throw as well. And then one other thing I wanted to mention, for those of you that like the wallflower plugs, so I go back and forth on, like I'll use the wallflower plugs upstairs in like my boys' rooms when they're getting really smelly and I'm having a hard time keeping them fresh and clean when like in the winter time when I can't open their windows up to air things out. If you have teenage boys, I know you know what scent I'm talking about. I've had 3 now and all of them get this, like, it's not a BO scent. It's not from lack of cleanliness. All of my boys have good hygiene. It's just, it's a thing. It's a teenage boy scent that I can't quite explain to you. Anyway, sometimes I'll buy the wallflowers for that, but I only buy those when they're on sale. And I have found an alternative for those of you that either don't like to buy from Bath & Body Works, or if you're looking for something that's just easier to get your hands on. I have discovered the Better Homes and Gardens plugins from Walmart are really, really good. And I've tried about 5 scents that I really like now. You'll have to buy the plugs for them separately though. You can't use the Bath & Body Works plugs for the Better Homes and Gardens scents. There's a couple of them that I really love. The first one is called White Tahitian Woods. That one's a little bit more of like a musky scent. It reminds me of a less intense and masculine version of mahogany teakwood if you've smelt that from Bath & Body Works. That one smells great. Another one that I have absolutely been loving, especially for spring, that I discovered more recently is called Hawaiian Fruit Market. That one smells incredible. It's very fruity, but it smells very fresh, like a fresh sort of fruity scent, and I love that one as well. Those plugins are, I think they're like $3.97, $3.87, so they're under $4. That's typically, if you can find the wallflower plugins from Bath & Body Works on sale, you can usually get them for around $4 a piece. So these aren't necessarily cheaper than the Bath & Body Works ones, but they're just easier to get your hands on. And I know a lot of us, my problem with Bath & Body Works is I can't just order one or two things from them, because if you want to get the free shipping or if things are on sale, you feel compelled to like stock up, and I end up spending like $80 on home fragrances, which is crazy. Why am I doing that? But my house does smell good. So those are some home scent recommendations for you guys. And that concludes today's favorites video. I hope that you guys enjoyed this one. I hope that you guys are doing well. If you have not yet subscribed, make sure you do that before you leave. And hopefully I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.